Kiev is ready to continue to strike enemy command posts in order to even the odds in the battle with Putin's army. It is known that last week Ukraine received a batch of French single-seat supersonic aircraft Dassault Mirage 2000-5, which were modified to carry SCALP-EG cruise missiles, Forbes reports. The new aircraft will enable the Ukrainian Armed Forces to carry out even more strikes on the enemy's rear. Due to the large advantage in manpower of the occupiers, Kiev is trying to strike at Putin's army command posts in order to disrupt the coordination of forces on the front line. Last week, French Defense Minister Sebastien Lecornu said the first 3 Mirage 2000s were already in Ukraine. The pilots were trained in France back in 2024. Over the 3 years of war, the Ukrainian Armed Forces lost about 100 aircraft of Soviet manufacture. Western F-16s and Mirage 2000s are to be added to the Ukrainian Armed Forces fleet. Currently, Ukraine uses F-16 aircraft as air defense systems that hunt for Russian missiles and kamikaze drones. However, the Mirage 2000 can be actively used to attack enemy ground targets. The French press writes that the aircraft were modified to carry both SCALP-EG missiles and Hammer glide bombs. Let us recall that SCALP-EG cruise missiles can destroy bunkers and headquarters. It is worth noting that at the beginning of 2025, before a new counteroffensive in Kursk region, the Ukrainian Armed Forces launched more than one attack on the command post of the 810th Brigade of the Russian Federation. Analysts are not yet ready to say how Kyiv plans to use Mirage, since it is not known how many SCALP-EG missiles Ukraine received from France and Italy. It is known that in 2025, Paris allocated $2 billion for the production of new ammunition, including SCALP-EG missiles. French ambassador to Ukraine, Gael Allaire, admitted that Paris does not have many SCALP-EG missiles, but they are supplied to Ukraine. Ukraine, meanwhile, is developing its own new deep-kill munitions. Although they are initially being tested on older Soviet aircraft, including Su-24 bombers, they may eventually be deployed on the Mirage 2000 as well.
A Russian drone hit a residential area in Ukraine's northeastern city of Sumy on Sunday night, local authorities said. According to Associated Press, firefighters tackled the blaze after an attack which damaged 3 houses and 21 cars. According to the State Emergency Service, 65 residents were evacuated and no casualties have been reported. The Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that on Sunday evening, Russian forces attacked Ukraine with 83 drones, 61 of which were shot down. The Baltic countries of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania joined the European energy system on Sunday after officials switched off the Soviet-era grid's transmission lines, severing the flow of electricity between the Baltic countries and Russia. According to Associated Press, this came more than 3 decades after the collapse of the Soviet Union, ending the Baltic's final ties to oil and gas-rich Russia. For the 3 countries, as well as the rest of Europe, the move was steeped in geopolitical and symbolic significance. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said at a briefing in Vilnius that history is made. These chains of power lines linking you to hostile neighbors will be a thing of the past, she added. On Saturday, all remaining transmission lines between them and Russia, Belarus, and the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad, wedged between EU members Poland and Lithuania and the sea, were switched off one by one. Lithuania first, where a specially made 9-meter-tall clock in downtown Vilnius counted down the final seconds, then Latvia a few minutes later, followed by Estonia. The Baltic countries, which are all NATO members, have often had chilly ties with Russia since declaring independence from the USSR in 1990, and relations soured further over Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. 16 power lines that used to connect the Baltic states with Russia and Belarus were dismantled over in recent years as a new grid linking them with the rest of the EU was created, including underwater cables in the Baltic Sea.
The synchronization of the Baltic states' electricity system with the continental European system has been successfully completed. This is a historic moment, marking the end of a long journey for Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. From now on, we have achieved full energy independence. The period of political pressure and blackmail is finally over.
The leaders will now deliver their statements to the press.
History is made. We connect the Baltic states to our continental European electricity grid. Electricity lines with Russia and Belarus are being dismantled. These chains of power lines linking you to hostile neighbors will be a thing of the past. This is freedom, freedom from threats, freedom from blackmail.
The President of Estonia, Allaire, and the President of Latvia.
What we are witnessing today in Vilnius is indeed a milestone development, not only for the Baltic states, but also for the entire European Union. It is the final step towards emancipation from the post-Soviet sphere of dependence, in this case in the energy sector. It ends Baltic states' membership in the BREL system, which they shared only until today with Russia and Belarus. It is also an important day for Poland, since we serve as a bridge between the Baltic states and the rest of Europe.
Thank you all.